Let's find out who's the T102sportsnow.com Fanelli, Evans, and Patel Athlete of the Week. This student-athlete showed their mettle in competition and put up incredible numbers, just like Fanelli, Evans, and Patel. With over 100 years of combined experience, the attorneys at Fanelli, Evans, and Patel provide results you can count on.
Back with another Fanelli, Evans, and Patel, T102sportsnow.com Athlete of the Week. This week's honor going to Pottsville senior wrestler Terrell McFarland. Terrell, thanks for being here with us today.
Love being here with you. How you doing?
Good. And congratulations to you for winning Athlete of the Week. You're the Penn Manor Holiday Tournament champion at 189 pounds. There are 41 teams from all around the East Coast in that. We know you've gone over 100 career wins. Last weekend at the Case Flynn Duels, you're a perfect 13-0 this season. I think that's 37 more wins is all you need now to break Parrish's record, your brother. What can you say about this hot start that you've been able to get off to your senior year?
So far it's been really good. You know, I got my brother in my corner helping me out, critiquing every mistake that I do in my matches, going over it after practice. And also I got my dad that's able to talk to me and understand me in different ways with my wrestling.
So let's rewind to the Penn Manor tournament. You dropped to 189 for the first time this season. That was your primary weight class last year. Take me through the tournament and what was it like to go on that dominant run that you had to capture gold?
It was really great. You know, the first day, which was Friday, because first off it was a 2-day tournament, but we left school early on Friday. I think at 11 o'clock we got out. Got there at 1 o'clock, and then wrestled probably at 3, I think. But my first match, I went out there, I pinned the kid in a cradle, and then my second match, after a couple minutes, I think I ended up lat dropping him. So I just threw him to his back from his feet. And then my third and last match of the first day, I'm pretty sure I threw the kid again. And then the next day, day 2, went out there, open mind, knowing that I'm beating this next kid because I got to have that confidence, you know?
Yeah.
Went out there. I didn't wrestle too good. I didn't get a good enough warm-up like I should have. But so I had a lot of things that I got to work on practice today and some things that I worked on yesterday. But went out there. I think I beat him probably 12-5.
Mm-hmm.
And then semis match, I think this kid was from Delaware.
Wow.
And he was like a 2-time state champ from Delaware. And he's a lengthier kid, so I had to get close, get up close with him and get to like my shots and stuff, be able to take him down, counter off of his shots. And that's what I did, and I ended up coming out on top like 14-7. And then my finals match, the kid was saying all I got is upper body, you know. I mean, he's not wrong, but but if I need to get to my shots, I can get to my shots, and I proved that in that match. I ended up taking a shot and taking him down and getting 3 points. And with the last 10 seconds, I scored another takedown to make it 13-3, which ended up in a major.
Yeah, definitely a dominant run to claim that one. Like you said, guys from all over the East Coast. You wrestled somebody from Delaware. I saw people from Virginia were in this tournament. So 41 teams, and Pottsville High represented with a 189-pound championship in that. So now with the Case Flynn Duels and the Penn Manor tournament behind you, what's the next challenge you're looking forward to here? I know you told me you have to work on some things in practice. What is your next challenge looking forward into the new year here?
My main challenge so far, the closest challenge I got right now is probably leagues and trying to become the first in I think probably like 12 years from Pottsville to be the first time 4-time league champ. I think that's a huge goal that I set for myself this year. And then after that, I would say giving it my all and not cutting myself short for districts and then regionals, and then also making it to states and placing and hopefully coming out with the first place.
Absolutely. So let's talk about your background as an athlete here a little bit. We know your journey has led you to some pretty incredible places over the past few
Yes, sir.
years. You've been from Colombia to the Dominican Republic, where you won a Pan Am Championships in beach wrestling for Team
Yes, sir.
USA. Then you moved on to the beaches of Greece, where you placed fourth in the world.
Yes, sir.
I recently saw a video of you absolutely ragdolling your opponent in the cage to get a win by submission. So, you
Yeah.
know, people are probably questioning all this. Like, is this real? Yes, I'm serious. Like he's beach wrestling, he's fighting in the cage. So between all
Yes,
this, the
sir.
high school wrestling, the beach wrestling, MMA, which do you think is your favorite and why?
Ooh, that's a good one. um, I think I would have to go with the MMA just because it's a mixture of two sports that I really love, which would be boxing and then also wrestling. So MMA, of course, because like I said, not to repeat myself though, but it's wrestling. Then I also get to punch people in the face and not get in trouble about it.
And like some of the crowds that you're able to feed off of it, it's just as much of an entertainment aspect as it is a fighting aspect. I'm sure that's been cool to see, like the reaction of what it's like fighting in a cage versus wrestling on a mat.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a lot. Like, the atmosphere is crazy
Yeah.
compared to wrestling. Your nerves get going a lot.
Oh yeah. So growing up, did you play any other sports? And when did you realize that the combat sports were going to be the lane that you were going to run in?
I think from like a very young age, I always wanted to either box or do MMA. So probably I think I started wrestling when I was 4. So I'd probably say around like 4 to 6 years old is when I really realized that I wanted to do like combat sports because that's usually what I'd always watch. I grew up watching WWE and then
Mm.
MMA and boxing and all that. So I'd probably say at a young age, like 5 or 6, yeah.
Did you play anything else growing up and coming through high school?
Yes, sir. I did football my freshman and sophomore year,
Mhm.
and that's
Okay.
it.
So
Yeah.
what are some of the challenges that you face and some of the things that you've learned about training? Because it takes your body, it takes your mind for all this. We talked about what you've been able to accomplish. I think it kind of goes outside of just a typical high school wrestler or like a high school wrestling career because you're not just competing for state championships. Like you're representing
Yes,
Team
sir.
USA and now you're trying to capture titles in the cage and getting started with that
Yeah.
journey. So tell us about the physical demand. And then maybe more importantly, what have you had to do to stay mentally sharp to try to use all your energy for the right things as you balance all this?
I would have to say physically, well, since like the past couple of years, because due to my hip surgery that I had on each hip, physically would be make sure I'm doing therapy, make sure I'm taking care of my body
Mhm.
and eating the right things, putting the right things in my body so that I'm performing at the level that I should.
Yeah.
Like I am this year, I'm really like focusing on what I'm eating and how I'm taking care of my body. I'm stretching out a lot more.
Hmm.
These past years, I didn't really get to show my full potential due to my hip surgeries, or if not that, just other injuries. And not to use that as an excuse, but it's a big thing when it comes to wrestling, which is your hips, and you need your hips a lot in wrestling.
Yeah. And then,
Um,
talking about those present accomplishments, we covered some of the things you've done this year. We talked about your background. Last question here, sort of about the future.
yes,
You
sir.
talked about as a senior, it seems like one thing left on your checklist is to claim that state championship. We know you qualified for states as a freshman, and you talked about your hip injuries, your surgeries. It's been a tough road since then. You've dealt with the share of injuries. Right now, do you feel like you're wrestling at the highest level of your life? And then where does that put you in your process of winning a state title?
Right now, I wouldn't say the highest because there's always room for improvement. Like I got a lot to improve on, but I'd say like halfway to my highest right now because like I said, there's still room for improvement. So for me to improve, I think that would be getting to my shots that I'm able to get to that I work on in practice, but competition, I second guess myself. And I tell a lot of kids in the wrestling room not to second guess, but then I end up doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's just me like stop second guessing myself and go all out, get to my shots, get to the positions that I like to be in, and wrestle how I wrestle.
All right, let's have a little fun before we get out of here. We'll do some this or that Skook edition. We'll start it off. Trucks or Jeeps?
Ooh, trucks for sure.
We'll go bonfires or block parties?
Bonfires.
Okay. Hunting or fishing?
Ooh, I haven't really. Let's go with fishing because I always wanted to go ice fishing.
Yeah.
Fishing.
So you're
Okay.
getting a slice of pizza around Pottsville. Pottsville Pizzeria or Roma?
Roma for sure.
All right. That is Terrell McFarland. Terrell, congratulations on Athlete of the Week. It was great to get to catch up with you, and good luck
Thank
the
you.
rest of the way as we get into 2026.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Check us out next Wednesday for another T102sportsnow.com Fanelli, Evans, and Patel Athlete of the Week. At Fanelli, Evans, and Patel, get the best when faced with the worst.